Hello and welcome back to another Straw Hat review. Today we're covering one of the most intelligent and cunning members on deck, Nami. She is known for a multitude of character traits, from her high levels of intelligence, love for tangerines, money, and most importantly, her navigational skill. Let me share with you what makes Nami such a legend within the Straw Hat crew. Let's begin with Nami's intelligence. What she lacks in brawn, she definitely makes up for it with her brain. Through this whole series, you can find her gaining the advantage in multiple scenarios based on her insane levels of brain activity. Obviously, just saying that doesn't justify it. I feel it probably necessary to give you some examples. So here we go. Now, if you know anything about One Piece, and perhaps you don't, Nami is not one for fighting the bad guys. She tends to only hit members on board like she's doing right here. But since the Straw Hats began their voyage, she has been put into situations where she was completely outmatched physically, but she has used her wit to outsmart her opponents. Where else to start but her first fight within the series, against Miss Doublefinger. Look at this spiky thing. Real quick. Oda, what were you doing with this power? What even is spike doping? Feel free to leave a comment below if you have any idea what's going on here. So the question is, how does Nami overcome this fight? That would be the climb attack. This special weapon created by Usopp truly enhances Nami's fighting abilities, a weapon specifically designed to allow Nami to cause weather phenomenon to occur without the conditions already pre-existing. So what that means is, with her already insane understanding of weather, she can couple that with the weapon and create hazardous weather conditions pretty much on a whim. Although, in the fight against Miss Doublefinger, Nami had no idea how to properly use this weapon, as Usopp decided to give her more than just offensive abilities with the weapon. The whole beginning of the fight is Nami finding out the hard way that her weapon did a whole bunch of magic tricks, until she's able to find the actual page where she can turn the tide, finishing the fight with the weapon's ultimate attack. With one chance for the weapon to take out the opponent, Nami puts her life on the line as she attempts to get this final attack to go off, facing her attacker head on and taking spikes through the feet, just so she can ensure she doesn't miss this one attack. The initial shock of the attack had Miss Doublefinger stunned, but unfortunately the attack did not look like it was going to do anything. As Miss Doublefinger was about to make her move and Nami was devastated, the weapon finally began to do its intended purpose, wrapping itself around Miss Doublefinger and spinning violently as if it was trying to represent a tornado, at which point it disconnects from Nami's weapon and slams Miss Doublefinger into the wall, making Nami victorious. Let's drill down to what makes this fight so impressive, and that is Nami's ability to think on her feet. From the defensive ability of having the foresight of throwing the cloth in the air to ensnare Miss Doublefinger's movement, to the moment she identifies how to make use of the climb attack. Creating mirages on the spot, creating a lightning strike that zaps Miss Doublefinger, and even making a comment that she knows she doesn't have the brute force to take on this opponent, but with her mind, she possibly can win. Also, we're going to cover this later in the video, but if we're talking about Nami's brain, we need to bring up the fact that Nami was able to teach herself how to navigate and how to create entire maps at the age of 6 years old. This skill was so impressive that the Arlong Pirates hired a 6-year-old girl to be their cartographer. I have one more in-depth example I'd like to give. As stated, Nami has had numerous impressive moments throughout her journey with the crew, but one of the most standout and significant achievements was during the events of the Enies Lobby arc. This arc marked a pivotal moment for Nami as she displayed exceptional courage, intelligence, and resourcefulness. During the Enies Lobby arc, the Straw Hat crew embarked on a daring mission to rescue their crewmate, Nico Robin, from the clutches of the world government's secret organization, CP9. The Straw Hats found themselves up against formidable opponents in a heavily guarded facility. Nami's most impressive moment came when she confronted Khalifa, a powerful C9 agent with the ability to turn her body into soap. Initially, Nami struggled against Khalifa's slippery and evasive attacks, unable to land a decisive blow. However, Nami's intelligence and quick thinking saved the day. Recognizing Khalifa's vulnerability to water, Nami devised a plan to soak the entire area by creating an indoor rainstorm with the climb attack. She manipulated Khalifa into launching her soap attacks, causing the room to be filled with water droplets. With her climb attack, Nami summoned a powerful lightning strike, electrocuting Khalifa and rendering her unable to continue fighting. Nami's ability to assess that situation, exploit her opponent's weakness, and adapt her tactics in real time showcased her strategic brilliance. It was a defining moment where she overcame a formidable foe, secured a crucial victory, and played a pivotal role in the Straw Hat Crew's ultimate success in rescuing Nico Robin. This impressive display of intellect, ingenuity, and quick decision making solidified Nami's status as an indispensable member of the crew and showcased her growth and development throughout the series. That was honestly one of the biggest takebacks, was Nami continuously grows throughout the show. Now let's talk about Nami's other characteristics. Let's discuss Nami's love for money and tangerines, as they truly do just go hand in hand with her. Nami's backstory is one of the reasons she is one of the most beloved Straw Hats, by me at least. Nami's insatiable lust for money comes mostly from her childhood, after Arlong had enslaved her whole town and killed her mother for not being able to pay the taxes they had placed on the village. Nami had made a deal with the Arlong pirates to buy back her village for 100 million berries. The one caveat to this was, she can do this as long as she remained a Arlong pirate during the period of time it took her to obtain that 100 million berries. Now you're probably asking, how does that explain Nami's love for money? Well, the fact that she spent majority of her childhood being the cat burglar, where she stole small fractions of pirate treasure and gold scraps just to accumulate the 100 million berries that she needed to get the village back. This deep-seated and innate appreciation for that money. Once she was relieved of her duty of protecting the village and obtaining that 100 million berries, she could then go collect money for herself. With that, she's 100% the Straw Hat treasurer and commands all decisions with the money on board. Honestly though, it doesn't appear many of the Straw Hats even know what to do with the money, so it's probably best she has control of those fundamental things anyway. Because in hindsight, this could happen. We can go ahead and assume that Brooke would just buy panties, Sanji would just buy food and cigarettes, and if it was up to Luffy, he would just buy all the food on the planet for a big party. Alright, the next question is, how do money and tangerines go together? Well, I'm here to tell you. Nami's adopted mother, Belmere, made her living by selling tangerines. Her entire childhood and town seems to be in the tangerine trade. So when Nami and the crew were beginning to leave, in the memory of her late adopted mother and the town that she worked so desperately to pay off to Arlong, she arranged for tangerine trees to be placed on board the ship. Lastly, we must talk about our navigational skills. It's no secret to the fans of the series, or even the Arlong pirates, Nami has exceptional cartography skills, and to conquer the Grand Line and to be king of the pirates, you must rule the sea. That is what makes Nami such an integral part of the Straw Hat Pirates. She has the one trait that any pirate crew is desperate to ensure they have: navigational skills and an overall understanding of the sea. Luffy knew he lacked this from the very moment he set out on his journey, making special note of it when he was describing his flaws to Arlong during his fight. Let's take a look at exactly what all goes into being a navigator and what it means to the Straw Hats. Nami is in charge of charting and plotting courses. Now, Luffy is the one that identifies and tells us where we need to go, but Nami is the one with the exceptional navigational skills that get them to the destination. She uses her navigational expertise to ensure the Straw Hat Pirates can navigate treacherous waters, avoid dangerous weather conditions, and steer clear of perilous territories. Now think of it this way. In the times of crisis, Nami's navigational skills become even more vital. She can quickly assess the situation, analyze available options, and determine the best course of action. Whether it involves evading and pursuing enemy ship, navigating through treacherous waters, or finding an escape route, Nami's abilities often prove instrumental in keeping the crew safe and ensuring their survival. On top of all of that, Nami seems to have an odd ability to be able to predict weather patterns. There is not a single technology on the planet that is as accurate as Nami's sense of weather. And that wraps up our detailed exploration of Nami's extraordinary qualities as a member of the Straw Hat crew. From her brilliant intelligence and strategic thinking to her love for money and tangerines, and her mastery of navigation makes her an invaluable asset in the perilous seas they traverse. Now, don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and share your thoughts on Nami in the comments below. Until our next adventure, fair winds and smooth sailing. talk to you next time.